TEW Halloween Havoc 2001. We have two pre-show bouts. Unfortunately, this feud did not find its way onto the main card, as the show was already at 3 hours, and I felt it was past the point of using this on the show. So, in a pre-show bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Sean O'Hare does defeat Chuck Palumbo in 14 minutes with a reverse DVD. Chuck Palumbo 51, O'Hara 47, and the storyline advances, 48 rating overall. Kind of disappointing here. It is a mid-card feud, but, you know, I was really hoping for something bigger here, and unfortunately that did not happen, and that's okay. Both guys are still very green, and they're starting to get on their own at this point, so we'll see what happens. Also, I apologize if there's any background noise. I did try my best, but they are shooting fireworks behind me. Alright. And a other pre-show bout is the Battle Royal, where Rhino defeats all these superstars in the Battle Royal. Hugh Morris completely phoned in the performance. It was clear when I was trying. Okay, that's fine. Hugh Morris is going to be gone soon anyway, so I don't really care. 58 rating, just to get everybody on the card and get that popularity. Let's get to the main show where this all counts here. Let's do it now. Here we go. So we open the show. Running through the match graphics, I just put the 8 guys that I figure would be the best overness, and it advances every storyline in the company. 69 rating for the hype package. This is more or less like one of our big 4 pay-per-views. This is a very big deal tonight. Remember, we got the WCW title on the line between Steiner challenging Sting, Goldberg faces Shane Douglas, Booker and Flair, loser must leave WCW, RVD versus Double J. Tag titles are on the line. The Militia challenges PinPoint. The Cruiserweight title ladder match, Kaz Hayashi and Christopher Daniels challenge Shane Helms. Lance Storm faces off against Chavo Guerrero. And the U.S. titles on the line as Mike Awesome challenges Chris Kanyon. So a lot of great stuff on this show. Hopefully we'll see how this goes, though. And in our first bout of the evening, in a decent matchup, Shane Helms defeats Kaz Hayashi and Christopher Daniels in 14:54 when Shane Helms retrieves the Cruiserweight Championship. Shane Helms makes defense number 5 of the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. Kaz Hayashi and Shane Helms both dropped 61s, and Christopher Daniels got us a 53. Crowd got the crowd hotter, and the overall rating was a 59. So Shane Helms retains the Cruiserweight Championship. I'll be honest, I went back and forth here. I don't want Kaz Hayashi to hurt here, but I'm glad that he got featured in this spot. As for Christopher Daniels, this is kind of his test moment, and I thought he did really well. More stuff coming out of Daniels now that he's the fallen angel, so please stay forward to that. And as for Shane Helms, a very solid win at a big pay-per-view. His Cruiserweight Championship reign has been, so far, very solid. 5 defenses so far, so good stuff out of him. 59 rating there. Post-match, Shane Helms does retain the championship, just like I said, so he's celebrating the victory on top of the ladder as Daniels and Kaz Hayashi are down on the outside of the ring. We got Sting talking backstage about how tonight, I'll be honest, beating Scott Steiner was an amazing accomplishment to become WCW champion. Now, it's much harder to win as the champion facing off against a hungry challenger, and Scott's coming with full animosity towards me, and I think I caught him off guard last time. So I'll be honest, Scott, I'm looking forward to tonight. You want to be the best wrestler in the world? Let's see if you can hang with the Stinger for the second time. WCW championship is not leaving my waist. 70 rating out of Sting there. We got a quick pre-show promo from Goldberg. Goldberg's kind of doing a quick little thing on the mic saying, Shane Douglas, I took out your boy, Bam Bam Bigelow. You guys want to try to take out my ankle? That's cool. But Shane Douglas, tonight, you're going to find out what it truly means to be next. And you will feel the jackhammer. So 67 rating out of Goldberg. In and about the head, great heat and good wrestling. Goldberg defeats Shane Douglas in 10 minutes with a jackhammer. Goldberg a 76, Shane Douglas a 58. Storyline has ended. This is a good little feud for Goldberg's return. He dealt with Bam Bam Bigelow and Shane Douglas. And Shane Douglas looked okay in this situation. I think him and Bam Bam are officially at the point where they're going to be a tag team oriented, and they're both kind of hitting their end of their careers in the next year or two, so I think this makes sense, and Goldberg gets a win going Halloween Havoc, and Shane Douglas got a featured match, so I think everybody wins here. 70 rating on the board. Good stuff. I'm very pleased with this, actually. No complaints on my end. Backstage, Ric Flair walks up, and he's focused, but you can tell he's a little emotional walking up to the interviewer. Talks about how tonight, this could be very well Ric Flair's last night here in WCW, but he can't let that happen. Tonight, Booker T, you want to talk about how you are the best wrestler here in WCW. You and I at one time were best friends in this company, and you decided that money and championships were better than friendship. And I'll be honest, that was me. That was me in my time, so I understand. But tonight, I'm not letting you end Ric Flair's legacy here in WCW. I'm going to beat you, and you will no longer be in World Championship Wrestling. 69 rating out of Ric. Hype package for the WCW United States Championship match as Mike Awesome challenges Chris Kanyon. 64 rating on the board. Alright, and in about that had good heat and decent wrestling. Chris Kanyon defeats Mike Awesome in 12:57 by pinfall with a handful of tights. Chris Kanyon makes defense number 3 of his United States Championship. Awesome a 58, Kanyon a 60. Storyline advances, 60 rating on the board. Little disappointed here, not gonna lie. And the reason I say that is because I think this match could have been better. Mike Awesome was off his game, which is sad. I didn't want to make the switch here. Kanyon is a little bit of a sleazy heel, and that's fine. But, you know, Awesome is a powerhouse, and I didn't want to put him in this spot. Plus, you know, I think there's more to Kanyon as the champion, whereas Awesome can play the chase a little bit better, in my opinion. So, and it doesn't really make, it didn't really make sense for me to put the belt on Awesome at the moment because it just, I have other stuff for him, and I don't think putting the belt on him is necessarily the best maneuver. And I think whereas Kanyon right now, as his character is, he needs the belt, whereas Awesome doesn't. So that's where my booking was with that. 60 rating, like I said. And post-match, Awesome's visibly upset in the ring as Kanyon steals the victory by handing a handful of tights and holding onto the rope. We got a backstage promo from Double J talking about this match with Rob Van Dam. He said he's been the chosen one of WCW since he's walked into the building. And Rob Van Dam, you know, you've been kind of the protected new guy here in WCW. And I'm going to put you in your place tonight. You know, I'll be honest, you beat me once, I've beaten you once. Tonight we end this. We settle the score. And Double J moves on to bigger and way better things than you, Mr. Monday Night Rob Van Dam. So 70 rating out of Double J there. And in a superb match, which I fully expected out of these two, Double J defeats Rob Van Dam in 17:50 by pinfall with the stroke. RVD a 79, Double J a 66, 77 rating. Fantastic match. So happy this feud was good. The storyline is over with these two as of right now. Double J is going to go on to do some other stuff that I have written up that I am very excited about. And Rob Van Dam has a project on the side as well. So this is just great stuff in my opinion. A solid, very solid upper mid-card feud. But Double J will be going into a different direction, and so will Rob. So I think this is good for both guys because when I brought Rob into the company, my goal was not to make him this, you know, unstoppable guy. You know, I do need him to take L's to make sense for everybody. So this is one of those situations where Double J was the right guy to go over here, and that's just where it happened. And plus we got 77 rating, which is incredible. So very excited with this. Backstage promo with Booker T, and he talks about, you know, Rick is such a hypocrite because, you know, he talks about how, you know, he wouldn't have done what I did, but if we rewind, you know, 15, 20 years, Ric Flair was stepping on everybody to get to the top of professional wrestling. So he can talk about how he's this loyal guy now and all this, but we all know it's BS. Booker T is here for one thing and one thing only. I want my money and I want my belt. And that's what I want. So if I have to take out the whole Nature Boy out of WCW to get there, that's what we're going to do. So tonight, Rick, hopefully you got your swan song ready because we're going to take the old man behind the woodshed and take him out. 73 rating there. And in about the head, fantastic heat and good wrestling. Booker T defeats Ric Flair in 15 minutes with a scissors kick. Ric Flair is 61, Booker is 71, 69 rating. I'm a little disappointed with this, I'm not going to lie. I thought this would be a 70s match, but that's fine. This story is over. Booker T was victorious. So, Ric Flair is leaving WCW for now. He says his goodbyes as he's crying in the ring and walks out. Ric Flair, I do not want wrestling right now for a while. He is not leaving the company. He's still under contract for at least another couple years. I just don't want a 54-year-old man wrestling in the company. That's not the direction I want. Now, there will be other opportunities potentially down the road for Rick. For now, I am going to keep Rick off to the side, just as I have with Paige, just as I have with Nash, until something in my mind pops up. But for right now, Ric Flair's in-ring career is over in World Championship Wrestling. Backstage promo, we got Guido hyping up the Militia as Guido's talking about how he is going to make an embarrassment out of Rey Mysterio next, and then he's going to watch his Militia defeat PinPoint to become the WCW Tag Team Champions, and reiterates to Militia that if they do not get this done tonight, he will find people who will. 63 rating there. And at about the head, great wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Little Guido defeats Rey Mysterio Jr. in 15 minutes by pinfall by holding on to the tights. I unfortunately did not mean to do that, but that's fine. Little Guido gets a 64, Rey Mysterio an 83. They got good chemistry, a 75 rating. These two guys have just been lightning in a bottle for me in this company. Guido is the first Cruiserweight champion. Mysterio is just that universal guy I can put really anywhere. And Guido has been solid, man, solid. He has been a great promo. He's got the Militia behind him. He's been solid on his own. This is just great things. Now, this feud is not going to be over. I'll be totally honest. This feud, I want to try to get to Starrcade because it's such a big segment rating and a great match. I want to try to get this to drag out till Starrcade. That's the goal. Hopefully we can get there, though. So, good stuff, both guys. Just fantastic work. Backstage, we got Ric Flair kind of sad in the locker room, slowly changing. We got Lance Storm who walks up to him, says thank you to Rick, as they both share kind of an embrace moment where Lance Storm hugs Ric Flair, thanks him for everything that he's done for him, and that he is still his idol. As Rick says, go get it done tonight against Chavo, and he will speak with Storm tomorrow night. So 71 rating there. And in about the head, good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Lance Storm defeats Chavo Guerrero Jr. in 15 minutes by pinfall. Lance Storm is 79, Chavo Guerrero 58. Chavo and Lance Storm's feud ends with this match as Lance Storm benefited from having a new hot move, so that's awesome. 73 rating on the board from these guys. Again, another fantastic match. WCW's direction, as you can tell from my booking, has gone more towards the match-oriented, and we are definitely showing that in this pay-per-view. So great stuff. Chavo, great work. Storm, great work. Storm is a babyface. You know, I was a little nervous to do it, but it's working. It's getting things going. And Storm's going to be going into a feud after this Nitro that I think is going to put him in a good spot. I don't think Lance Storm will ever be a main eventer for me, but he's definitely that upper mid-card guy for me, so look forward to that. Backstage, Rey Mysterio walks up to PinPoint. As you can clearly tell, he's injured from the match with Guido and is upset that he lost, but he talks about that he will be at ringside to make sure Guido doesn't pull any shenanigans and screw over PinPoint for the WCW Tag Team Championships. 61 rating there. And in a decent matchup, PinPoint defeats the Militia in 15 minutes when AJ Styles pins Psychosis with a Styles Clash. PinPoint makes defense number 2 of the WCW Tag Team Championships. Super Crazy at 54, Psychosis at 56, Jindrak at 62, AJ Styles at 66, 63 rating overall. So the Militia just couldn't get it done against PinPoint. Maybe Mysterio was the equalizer out there that caused this, but PinPoint still gets the victory as now Guido has to handle the Militia on Nitro and see kind of the falling out of this, because remember, he said he'd find people who could do this, and these guys failed him. So 63 rating there. Backstage promo from Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner talks about he's hungry, he is angry, and he'll be honest, Sting caught him off guard last time. But this time, Sting, I'm the guy who's going to take the belt off of you. And you will be the fallen man at the end of the night, as I will be the one who brings WCW's championship back to the best wrestler in the world, Big Papa Pump. 69 rating there. And in a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Sting defeats Scott Steiner in 15 minutes by submission with a Scorpion Deathlock. Sting makes defense number 2 of the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Scott Steiner is 75, Sting is 76. Great chemistry by guys. 79 rating for the main event. I'm speechless. This is a fantastic main event for Halloween Havoc. Sting was the right guy to go over here. And you'll see why in the next 2 months here going up to Starrcade. Steiner, fantastic heel to start this company off right in May when we relaunched. He's been in the main event scene since May all the way through October now. It's time to get Steiner a little bit away from the main event for a little bit and let Sting kind of carry the torch for a few months, see what's going on there, see where we can go from there, and see what Sting can bring. If Sting's going to pump out these type of ratings, though, it's going to be hard to get that belt off him, I'll be honest. But Scott Steiner did a great job here. Sting did a great job. Sting's not hurting yet with his age, and Steiner still can go. So fantastic stuff here. And post-match, Sting celebrates as the WCW champion to end the show. Scott Steiner, even though in defeat, does look fantastic. Great main event out of these two guys. 78 rating on the board, like I said. Let's see what the rating is. I think this might be a high 70s pay-per-view rating. Let's see what we get, though. 77. That's really fantastic. I ain't gonna lie. This pay-per-view, Fall Brawl was fantastic. I think there was a lot of momentum built on that pay-per-view, and here we are now. A 77 rating on the board. I think I put everything I don't want to say I put everything I had in this, because that's not going to work. But I think I put a very well-rounded show together on this card that I think a lot of fans would have actually enjoyed. And I know I personally, biased obviously, would have enjoyed the show, and I think a lot of wrestling fans would have at this time frame in 2001. So what I'm going to say to that is, this is the end of the show. WCW Monday Nitro is coming your way in a couple days, but this is our Halloween Havoc. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like. Helps me out a lot. Makes me really feel like that you guys actually are enjoying this like I am. If you have ideas or comments or anything like that, please do comment about it. And if you did like something or you didn't like something, or maybe you have a feud idea, maybe you have a thought process and you don't really know where I'm going with things, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. That I wouldn't have thought of that. I'll be honest, I've written out about 6 months of this right now, so I am always open to edits and critique, so please comment. I comment back to everything. As for the forums, make sure you're please commenting on there as well for match predictions, pay-per-view predictions, all that good stuff. But I want to say thank you to everybody who stopped by, and you guys have a great rest of your night as we go back to Monday Nitro next time.